Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Mavericks RCT2 Head-2-Head-9 review. We are on match 2 of round 3, excuse me. And we're this far in. I'm 7. Now this is review number 8. I'm not going to explain what head-to-head is. If you haven't figured it out by now, go watch the last videos or check out the contest on anydesigns.com. So we're starting off here. We are on, like I said, we are on round 3, match number 2. This is a match between the manual laborers and the tile inspectors. We are starting off here looking at the tile inspectors park. This is Papillo Valley. It was made by Big Shooter Grill, Kumba, Avenine Commuter, and Biohazard. So what we have is essentially a very large, very pretty. I don't know how else to describe it other than kind of insect butterfly park. A lot of cool stuff in this park, and as we'll see as we explore around the area. But we'll start here at the entrance. Very lovely. I actually do really like these windmill blades as a custom track ride. I don't remember who made them for the park, but it's really cool as a way to get some extra movement in there for the windmill. And actually, honestly, they look pretty good just as blades, even if they were static. I think those look pretty good. They fit in well with the art style of the game. So props. They're a little awkward on the movement, but there's not really a lot you can do about that with the sprites in the game. But nice big entrance kind of archway here. Cute little pond in the middle with all the flower decorations around it in the center. I really do. It's a really nice touch, really nice detail. I'm kind of adding to the insect garden flower bar, not adding to it, but setting it up. Some really cool details in the buildings here. The butterfly clock on the wall. We got the butterflies up in the little flowers up here. And then obviously there's these little butterfly floating bug objects kind of scattered throughout the park. And this entrance is kind of really a very nice way to get it started. Nice entrance sign there behind the windmill as well. So we'll dive in. So the first thing we come into when we get into the park here, we've got this kind of forest, or maybe not forest, more of almost like a prairie, overgrown grass type area. A couple things in here. We've got the butterfly garden maze. We've got, if I can click on it, the dragonfly is a nice swinging, like a wave swinger type ride, integrated here into the surrounding scenery. And then we've got some stuff over it. It kind of looks like a picnic area. Maybe somebody there's a first place butterfly, so butterfly contest, almost like kind of like a dog show, but it's a butterfly show. We've got the really fun, clever detail of the guy holding on to his leash with his butterfly trying to escape. Pretty clever. That's, again, something you'll see a lot of H8 in head-to-head is a lot of funny gags. And also we got this nice, cute little family kids ride here, the grasshopper, little frog hopper type ride, but a custom done one and very nicely done, kind of hidden in the corner there. Could use a bit more prominence, but not too bad overall. The one thing I really do actually like about this area is, despite the fact that there is almost a spam of the large, tall grass object, it doesn't look repetitive. It doesn't look repetitive or like it looks like a natural grass field, and it definitely helps that they've got the other flowers and things sprinkled in. And I think the real thing that helps it with that is the edges are not manicured, so to speak, and it really helps break up that and have it not feel repetitive, not feel forced. It does feel very natural. It's definitely one of the better executions of a large grassy field that I think we have seen. So we'll circle around here to the left. Got this really cute little ride, the Swarm, themed after honeybees. Really cute, great use of the custom ride there. I think that's custom made. Yeah, probably custom made ride there. Really cute. I guess it's a troika of sorts, kind of messing with me on the perspectives with the colors there, but yeah, it's a super cute little ride. Very well themed in there as well. So now we get into what is this? The banks of the Twy River. And this is a neat little, I won't follow a individual boat around this rapids ride, but this rapids ride is really cool. It has a lot of really cool details in it, and it tells a story as you go through. We've got this, it starts off, you can see there's these quote boxes that are scattered around the ride. I think there's a couple more. Yeah, there's a couple more up here at different viewing angles. But one of the things I love, I think one of the cleverest bits is this sunken Enterprise that's broken down, used as a spider web. I think that's really cool. We saw some spider webs in Lost World in round 1. And this is just another really cool take on them. And a very well done rapids ride. Fits really nicely in the landscaping and kind of the feel of the park, where there's not really too many harsh edges. It all feels natural and flowing together. And this certainly accomplishes that. You know, there's the station and this one kind of bank right here that, and then the drop that really have, you know, a feeling of like they're actually a theme park and have some technical stuff. But beyond that, it's very natural, very flowy, and some beautiful landscape and foliage throughout the area. It's very, very nice. Continuing along, we are now going to talk about I don't necessarily call it the elephant in the room, but the thing that I have avoided mentioning up until this point, the giant dueling B&M invert and flying coaster. We've got Butterfly as the flyer and Wasp as the invert. And I always love it when you see duelers in the game, and you especially love it when you see coasters that duel that aren't the same type. So, you know, you get your sit down and invert, or things like that, or a steel and a wood or something like that. But we've got a very nicely done concept here with the flyer and the invert. I love this pretzel loop around to zero G roll and then zero G roll through the loop. Super, super cool moment there, and riding that in real life would be awesome. A little quick through the brakes there, but not too bad. Another cool moment here with the corkscrew on the fly to lie, and then as they wrap around here, kind of do one final duel as they dance into the brakes. Decently realistic layout. I wouldn't call it full-on realism. There's some stuff that it's kind of a liberty you take with duelers and RCT to get them to match up right. They're really, really hard to do when they're the same coaster type, and they're especially hard to do when they're different. I mean, the layouts themselves, nothing's going through anything too fast or too crazy that would be, you know, unmanageable force-wise. It looks like maybe that helix, but that's a big maybe. It's probably all right. You know, just maybe a few missing realistic details. I guess that's technically correct in how the B&M transfer will work. You got the brakes and the transfer, so maybe a bit short. So I think I'm just trying to nitpick here, but overall, these are two really cool rides. They duel really nicely and consistently. With some really cool, unique dueling elements we haven't seen. Like I said, the pretzel loop and the loop here, and then this fly to lie and the corkscrew are two really, really cool moments. And all of that circles around this beautiful, beautiful station, kind of a big butterfly castle with the gorgeous butterfly sculpture on the top, as well as the wasp up there. Definitely leaning a bit into the fantasy side of this park. It's not full on fantasy. It's not full on realism. So I think that fits in there nicely, and is a really cool. It's just a really cool. Whenever you see these giant sculptures in RCT, you do kind of have to appreciate them because they're tough to do. And then the last area we've got here, first of all, I acknowledge we've got this really cool waterfall made with a waterfall custom ride. Makes it nice and thick and flowy, and it looks, and that really is the reason you like it, is because it's got that nice arch to curve it down. Really natural looking in the game, both with the game graphics and just for how a waterfall would look. And lastly, we've got this cool little tree house, kind of almost climbing gym, it feels like. Although I think there's more to it than that. We got a zip line down here. There's some cool barrels and things being moved around. Clever use of the pretzel stand here as a beehive. That's really awesome. And then the kind of star of what this kind of whole thing leads to is on the back. There is this really funny ant colony ride. So you can ride on the back of an ant going through an ant colony, which is really really fun, really clever. Great way to get some extra movement on the back side of the map, make it interesting without making it tie in to the rest of the map and not feel forced. It definitely feels like it fits and would belong in there. But yeah, so I think that just about covers the whole park. So again, this was made by Big Shooter Grill, Kumba, Avenine Commuter, and Biohazard by for the tile inspectors, and they went up against the manual laborers this round. And unfortunately for the tile inspectors, the manual laborers threw together an absolutely gorgeous park known as Le Corps de Sel. I think I'm pronouncing it right. It is French. As you can see by the title down there, is the Heart in the Sky. This is essentially a French or Paris city in the sky. So we'll do a quick zoom out. You can see there's all sorts of propellers and things keeping the city afloat with this main central shaft around basically the top of the Eiffel Tower in here. Belts going to everything, different size fans, all over the place. Some really, really, really cool airships. And at least to this point in the reviews around 3, this is my favorite park that we've seen so far in the reviews. Obviously, we still got 2 more with round 3, but up to this point, this one's my favorite. So we'll take a dive and a look in here. So we start off, like I said, these really, really cool airships. As you come in, kind of like a loading dock. We've got a bunch of smaller ones off to the side here. This big one in the middle is super, super cool, super well done. The port itself is fantastic. It's huge. It feels like a mix. It's obviously an airport or blimp port, whatever it is. But it feels very much like a train station. This arch over here, super, super well done, blends really nicely. The palette definitely helps with that, as obviously it is a bit darker. But having a huge, nice building like this not feel giant or blocky or out of place is always impressive. And a great level of detail with the flags and the trims and the AC ducts. And like I said, just there's all sorts of little things to discover around the map. And if you have Open RCT and switch your graphics mode to OpenGL, you can zoom in even further to get a better look at some of those details. So we'll start moving around the map. We come to our first ride. This is Volcaria. It is a B&M flying coaster, and obviously this park takes a bit more of a fantasy spin, so we're not going to see things perfectly line up with what we'd expect in real life from whatever type of ride we're looking at. But we've got a very cool launched B&M flyer here, if we can hopefully get it to start going. But it'll launch out of here, do this 0G roll, dive, and the thing that is really cool you can do with a floating map like this is, have things dive underneath and above and still be visible, and kind of have supports go off in funky ways and get supported really cool. And just the interaction you get is it's an extra dimension of interaction because you can have stuff above and below and still be visible. So really cool swooping layout. The supports are lovely. Still pretty typical B&M supports with some liberties taken for the aesthetic of the park. Nice short, simple layout, but it flows really nicely, fits really nicely in the area that it's in. And overall, it's just a very nice... It actually is I would consider this the supporting ride to the main one, which we'll get to here in a minute. So we will keep on moving. We got a lovely Ferris wheel out here over the edge. Would be super cool being up that high in the sky with the Ferris wheel, both view of the city and then obviously down below. So you obviously and then you can see all the cool gears moving below. We've got a subway that's running below everything. Super well done, and then a beautiful, beautiful diagonal building here. A nice museum of art here on the diagonal, with the great arches and the columns on the sides with the curves there. Super, super well done diagonal building. Fits in perfectly, adds an extra layer, an angle there. And then obviously we've got on the other side of that some very nice Parisian architecture. I think it's how you say Parisian? I think so. If I'm wrong, just yell at me. But great green space in the middle. And again, this is definitely Paris in the sky. You can the architecture is recognizable, and it all fits in super well. And it's got a bit of steampunk where it needs to be, but it's very recognizable as Paris. So we'll keep going around here. This back corner. where we've got what I would consider the star of the park, Skyline. This is based off the trains. It's a mock mega coaster or a mock mega light. Could either be that or Intamin, just based off the supports and kind of the layout of it. But either way, this is a fantastic layout. Lovely interaction with the area it's around, diving up, over, under, around. The whole area, it takes advantage of every bit of interaction it can, and doing all of that while being a super flowing layout that would also be super fun. It's a super, super pretty ride. The supports are beautiful. Pretty similar-ish to what we saw with the flyer over there, but this big arch with a lift hill. How can you not love a big arched lift hill like that? It just super visually satisfying with the rope lights going up, everything. I just love it. And again, we've got more great architecture back here on the back corner, more ships, the fan belt and stuff below, a bunch of really cool scenes around the map as well. There's definitely a ton to explore in the details, in the scenes, and the kind of story of this map beyond just what you see here on the surface. So we'll get going over to the last little area of the park, which is definitely one of my favorite, if not my favorite whole area of the park, with the Moulin Rouge Theater and the little nightclub on one side and the dance club on the other. It's, first of all, every member of the contest for Head-2-Head-9 has their figure or has their username represented by an entertainer in the dance club, which is a really, really fun detail. The theater itself is just, it's beautiful. The inside interior with the cutaway roof here just helps show it so spectacularly. The beautiful heart for the stage, the heart's on the stage, the lovely windmill out front, just like the real one, or at least the one from the movie. I think it's real. Don't hurt me. What's lovely, the really cool nightclub light up sign, the restaurant, or I guess this is actually a strip club. So we've got the little pole out there. And then there's some darker scenes on the backside of here with the kind of nightlife things going on. And then also we've got this really cool Tunnel of Love ride down below, stationed back here. Just overall a super, super, super cool bit of architecture and design, and it all fits so well into the area and the theme of what they're going for, and it's just all perfectly done. And then obviously, like I said earlier, we've got the Eiffel Tower in the middle, or at least the top of it, so you can have a little fun guessing as to how it got there and what events led everybody to leaving to go to the sky. But we'll leave it for everybody to speculate. But that's going to do it for my review of Round 3, match number 2. This match ended up going to the manual laborers by a score of 53-13. It's our first real blowout score-wise in head-to-head, although the park quality, they're very close. As it's shown in the scores for the parks, they're still very relatively close. It's just one of those one of those matches where one park hits home a little bit better for more people, and that was definitely the case, I think, here with the Manual Laborers Park, Le Corps de Col, or de Sel. This was made by, actually, I don't know if I mentioned it at the beginning. This is made by Pacific Coaster, Cermont, and Ziscor. Congrats to them. Congrats to the Manual Laborers on a great park. And also congrats to the Tile Inspectors on a great park as well. This was a really cool matchup, those parks being so different and different executions and styles and things they were going for. And again, it's head-to-head. Not everybody can win. But thank you guys very much for watching. We'll be back hopefully very soon with our final review of Round 3, and then we will dip into Round 4, because that's how counting up works, is you go to the next one. So thank you guys again very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.